Welcome back to On Deck Circle Podcast, brought to you by Fancy Six Pack. I am your sore host, Nick Zaniboni, over here with my very good friend, Jason Beckner. Jason, how are you today?
Doing good.
It is currently, as we tape this, April 29th, and Fernando Tatis Jr. has still yet to hit a home run, and that is okay. But one thing that we can talk about, which leads me to the cold open question of the week, is this. You're older than me, yes?
Yep.
Not by much, few years. I want you to tell me, when did you first start feeling old, as in your physical presence of being you're just feeling it? Because I've been coaching some baseball. I'm very sore at all times now. All right, so I need some advice. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Jason, what do we got?
Yeah, gonna be honest with you, man. It's actually just recently started.
Okay.
Mentally, I still am mentally I'm still like 25.
Yeah.
But physically lately, starting to feel it, man. Like it's finally starting to catch up to me, I think. And everyone's like, oh, you'll know when you know. And I think I know, making noises when you sit down and get up, and
Yep.
waking up in the morning is no longer like a quick jump out of bed thing anymore. Like it takes me almost an hour to like fully wake up after I wake up. And that's
Okay.
I don't drink coffee right away. It's my new thing, is like I wait
Nice.
at least an hour to drink coffee. I don't use caffeine to like jumpstart my body.
Okay.
Which helps a little bit throughout the day, but yeah, it
Helps
old.
with the crash.
It's getting tough getting old, man.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned Tatis in the cold open real quick. What are your thoughts on him playing second base all of a sudden a lot now?
Jason, I have never been more excited for anything in my entire life. It's
Same.
the Mookie Betts getting second base.
Yeah.
Honestly, better than Mookie Betts getting second base, mostly because Tatis is still like 27. Like, he's still crazy young.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I am not worried about Fernando Tatis, as we've stated in the past. I will be updating our listeners and watchers if he does not hit a home run by the next recording. So we are now on Tatis homer watch. I don't know if you remember, but when Barry Bonds was chasing like the home run record, the bottom corner on like Sports Center would like have like a whole thing. So that's kind of where we're at. I might have to make a graphic for the corner of our thing, just being like, has Tatis homered yet? And it just says no or yes underneath, because that's currently where I'm at, because I am wildly invested in Fernando Tatis Jr. in multiple areas.
Yeah. I would not have guessed that he will probably get to 10 stolen base before he gets to 10.
Yeah.
He might even get 10 stolen base before he gets one home run.
It's crazy. He might get 20.
And the crazy thing about it is, if you look at him, not to go off on a crazy Tatis tangent, but he's in the 100th percentile on hard hit rate, and yet still has not hit a home run. The launch angle is just not there right now for Tatis, and that's all right. He will be okay. It's only April 29th. We're only, 25 games into the year, 26 games into the year, so plenty of time for Tatis to rebound. And what a great segue into talking about guys if we're panicking or holding, or who's off to a hot start, who's not. Let's just jump right into it, get into some of these guys here. Who better to start with than one of my fan favorites, Pete Crow-Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs. Right now, things are looking bleak for PCA. An amazing 2025, goes 30 for 30, which let's not forget.
First half.
I was going to say, let's not forget, of those 30 season, I want to say he basically almost went 25-25 in the first half of 2025. So a 30-30 season last year, a lot of it was the first half. And we're starting to kind of see the second half kind of trickle into this next season here. Off to a sluggish start. A lot of swing and miss in that swing right now. 29% whiff rate, 46% chase rate, 29% strikeout rate, all of which rank in the bottom of the league and are all way up from his last year, which we saw even kind of be, a down second half, I guess we should say. So he's kind of trending in that same direction. He only has 2 home runs, which with one of those coming last night. So basically 1 home run in the first month, which I think he had like 15 in April last year. 2 home runs, 6 extra base hits, and he's stolen 6 bags. So the speed is still there. Still is only 24 years old. He's still making a lot of hard contact, but his 270 xWOBA does not give much hope. If it's kind of crazy if you think about too, he had 35 stolen bases last year, I believe, and he only had an on base of 287.
Yeah.
So he's like, anytime he got on base, he was stealing a base, which the stolen bases are not, obviously they're quite similar to how they were last year. But he still have 6. But yeah, I don't know. I was shocked to see. I knew he was bad last year. He had an OBP of only 287 last year. Right now, it's kind of in the same vein as last year. So yeah, I don't know. The OPS is down to 648. Definitely have some concern. We knew there was going to be regression here, right? 30-30. We saw a lot of it in the first half. Second half was down. I'm not panicking. I think we'll see more of, like, I'd say 2020 is still repeatable for this year. And you can't count on the ratios. You didn't count on the ratios last year. So you literally drafted or keep PCA around for his home runs and his stolen bases.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's still there.
Yeah, and honestly, he's a third of the way to his amount of walks so he's played 30 games so far this year. Played 157 last year, had 29 walks last year, and he's at 9 now. So like if the approach is there, I think you can almost live like, I mean, obviously you don't want, because like PCA was a top 2-round pick, I'd say, in most redrafts. Like Jacob Marcy is basically is giving you PCA right now, as in like a low OBP, but will steal bases. I do think the power will come, because that's never kind of been an issue with him, is like the home runs are going to be there. It's just a matter of the approach. And if the approach is there and he's taking walks, you're going to get those stolen bases. So this is definitely someone I'm not necessarily worried about. The only thing I think we have to do is maybe just readjust because of how great that first half was. Like, he was the first half MVP, bar none. And I just think then everyone was kind of like, oh my God, he's great. Now, could you tell me, how's the defense? I know that's not fantasy relevant, but like that's one of his calling cards is defense. Yeah. He's kind of like a Rafaela for you guys, but like in general, is it fine? Is he still?
Yeah, it's still stellar Gold Glove defense, which will keep him. They're not going to take him out of the lineup. That's nothing to it. He will be in that lineup every day, even against lefties. He has made some adjustments when you talk about the walks. The swing and miss stuff is still there, and the chase is still there, but he's trending in the right direction. I've seen him laying off a lot of the sliders away and the sinkers down and in. So like, there's some progression there. I'm not going to say he's going to stop striking out and stop swinging and missing. That's just, I think that's part of his game. So, but yeah. I mean, I'm not panicking. I'm definitely holding. Again, I think like you said, we need to readjust our expectations. When I look just real quickly, last year, he went 25-25 in the first half and then ended with 31-35 at the end of the year. So yeah, he literally went 25-27 pre-All-Star break.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I think that just readjusting our expectations on PCA. Don't panic just yet. We'll see how it goes through the rest of the season. Jump over here, one of your guys here. It's going to be Kyle Bradish, the Orioles.
Yeah, this is someone that's kind of somewhat confusing here. It is very hard to find pitchers that are struggling right now, just because you don't want to put the label on him because of just one bad outing. Like we saw Crochet have 2 bad outings. That just kind of gave him like a 5 ERA, 5.6 ERA.
Right.
But so far this year, Bradish has been somewhat like just like consistently not good, not great, not awful, but just kind of like in that meh territory. And honestly, his numbers aren't terrible. ERA 4.2. Not bad. It's not one of those 5-6 ERAs. But I think it's just kind of the expectations. Bradish was kind of one of those, like, he broke out last year. Always kind of had that injury concern. And then this year, I feel like he was kind of just like coming into his own as like a top 25 arm, like coming into the season. And like, if you were a smart guy like me a couple years ago and did like the no pitcher for the first 6 rounds, he could have been your ace. So like there might be teams that they're relying on Bradish to being like a great player, but currently it's just kind of not great. 31 strikeouts, not terrible, but even like his last few outings, he's only been over 6 innings once. We have 5 innings, 5 1/3. Then we have 6 against the Diamondbacks, but he gave up 4 runs, so you're still not getting that quality start. White Sox went 5. Pirates went 4. Twins went 4. Like, it's just, I don't know if it is like a recovery thing for him or what, but like last year, I guess this is a good way to look at it. Last year he pitched in 6 games. This year he's pitched in 6 games.
Yeah.
And it's half the difference here. Like, it's completely cut in half. His ERA last year in his 6 starts was in the mid-2s. I think maybe he might just be – I think it's still like a recovering thing, and that's cool. But, like, it's just not someone that I would want to be holding on to. I know we were talking before the show that you actually have him or picked him in a league or two. I don't know if I would be rostering him in like a 10, 12 team redraft with like a short bench, because I just don't like I just don't see it with him. Kind of reminds me of like Jesus Luzardo this season. Again, some things are fine, some things are not. Like Luzardo's last start was great, but like we have like 21 earned runs for him, and I've cut him in multiple redraft leagues, and he's still on the waiver wire. It's just kind of like, I think there's too many great streaming options right now that I think I think Bradish is an easy cut for me in anything under 14.
Yeah, I did actually cut him in a 12-team league, just for the fact that there was better options on the waiver. Now, could that come back and haunt me down the road? Maybe, but the control is way off this year. The walks are way up. He's just kind of struggling to find the zone, and he was someone that I drafted pretty high. I want to say within the top like 100, top 125 overall. But yeah, the thing that worries me right now so far, I don't have the exact data, anything pulled up on this, but ABS, I think we're kind of seeing a shift here for pitchers. I feel like strikeouts are down across the board. I know walks are definitely up across the board. So I think we're kind of seeing a little bit of an adjustment period here, and I'm kind of curious to see what the data looks like at the end of the year and how ABS is affecting pitchers. I think the days, and this is just like, again, I don't know the strikeout numbers, but I know walks are up, but like strikeouts, I don't see a lot of the like 7, 8, even 10 double-digit plus strikeouts coming from some of these guys that you're basically accustomed seeing. I don't know, Garrett Crochet, I know he's had some rough starts, but strikeouts are way down on Crochet. It's just weird. I don't know if it's an ABS thing or what it is.
We have breaking news on Garrett Crochet. Breaking. The Red Sox are placing starting pitcher Garrett Crochet on the IL with shoulder inflammation.
Good or bad? Good and bad news. Could be good. Give him some rest.
It's not an elbow.
Yeah.
But also, shoulders might be the new elbow.
Yeah, like is it bad that it's like maybe this isn't just like a precautionary rest thing? Like there's something really wrong? To me, I'm like maybe it's like just give him some rest. He's kind of had a rough April, so. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. The pitching right now is kind of up and down for me right now. A lot of guys that are just like, if you look at a lot of the efficient pitchers right now, it's not strikeout pitchers. It's guys
No.
that hit the contact. Nick Martinez of the Rays right
Yeah.
now is on a
Awesome.
phenomenal run. A guy we'll talk about later in this episode is on a phenomenal run. We kind of saw a little bit at the back half yesterday. The power pitcher may be fading, and the tacticians are up
Yeah.
right now. But we'll see how that data plays out at the end of the year. So yeah, Kyle Bradish, I'd be trading in any dynasty league, and seeing what we can do. But yeah, I've caught him in at least one redraft league. Let's talk about some good news here. A guy that I've always been super high on, and I'm more bit of a truther, Josh Jung. The past few seasons he's really battled injuries. He's had some broken wrists, some problems there, and then right now off to a great start. But he started the season off 0 for the first 17. But since then, he's completely turned things around. He's hitting 320. He's got a 942 OPS. His X batting average and his WOBA and his hard hit rate all rank in the top 10% of the league. This was a guy that was highly regarded coming into the MLB, coming out of college. He was a top 10 pick in the draft. The hit tool has always been there. Just really kind of just battled injuries and some bad luck over the past few seasons. But I think we might be in the midst of the first full true breakout from Josh Jung. I know he was there and had a really good part in that the championship run.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, just kind of been up and down, never really put a lot of consistent at-bats together. And I think we might be starting to see a nice, true, consistent Josh Jung going forward here. And I have him in several leagues. I've owned him in many leagues because I've been super high on him. Really liked what he did at the NCAA level, and I think we might be able to see something breaking out here. What say you?
This is a guy that I've kind of always been just out on. I think it was just that I don't know if there was actually any real context to not being in on him, but kind of like you mentioned, he's kind of mirroring the Evan Carter kind of thing with the same team, obviously, but like they both contributed so much to that World Series run. And then I feel like the next season, that was their breakout year, and they both kind of just like disappointed. And now they're both playing well, and it's kind of just and like we even see it now with Wyatt Langford. Like these guys are like struggling after, like when they're supposed to be breaking out, and then they have like another year after that, they do indeed break out.
Yep.
So I'm obviously happy for him. Older than I thought. I think just because those college bats can kind of sneak up on you on age.
Yep.
But like he's gonna be 29.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. But I'm interested in just how long he can stick with this. I don't know what the ceiling is power wise, but like hitting over 300, OBP almost at 4. And like we talked about, third base is tough.
Yeah.
As in fantasy wise. There's no real like depth there. I feel like it's just like 3-4 guys, and then just like everyone else is just kind of platooning in. But if Jung can kind of be that guy that next tier down from like the Camaneros and I honestly can't even think of another third baseman other than Junior Caminero.
Like Ramirez.
Oh, J-Ram, obviously. So J-Ram, Caminero, and like guys like that. But yeah, I'd definitely be in on him. He could be honestly available in like 10 teamers. So would definitely go ahead and add him.
Yeah, I actually was looking up for some of the deep league targets, and I almost debated. I'm like, do I put Jung as a deep league target? Because I think he's only owned in like 30% of redraft leagues right now. So obviously a little bit of a tick up in some of the deeper dynasty leagues. But the age, some people forget he was drafted in 2019. Obviously that's a wash season. 2020, COVID, we know what happened there. No minor league system. And then I think he came up in the 21 season. No, that was 23. So yeah, I mean, it just goes by so quickly. You missed a few seasons for injuries, and then also you're 29 years old.
Yeah. And now you're old and have back pain.
Yeah,
Your arm hurts.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything crazy out of Jung. I think hitting for a high average is definitely like in his calling card. The power, not so much. I mean, maybe 20 home runs on a full season with some good quality contact at the plate. But yeah, I think you can definitely get a 300 plus average and 15 to 20 home runs and like 80 RBIs. I think it's definitely not out of the realm for Josh Jung.
Yeah. So, like, just for reference, he's a year younger than the guy we're going to talk about next.
That's shocking. And that was a perfect segue. Perfect segue because we're going to talk about Rafael Devers.
So Rafael Devers, who's 29.
Yeah. That's shocking, actually, when you put it that way.
This is an interesting one. It's also hilarious to see first baseman next to Rafael Devers' name on the ticker.
I know.
This is bad, Jason.
Yeah.
His Savant page is as if I was up there swinging. I'd be able to get on base more.
Not a blot of red on his Savant page.
No, there's like a little deep, like kind of red, like very like light bluish red on average exit velocity. But he just doesn't have it. And I'm still buying in. As someone that's watched Rafael Devers the last 5-6 seasons, saw his first home run at Fenway Park, actually. He always starts slow, no matter where he is. I feel like last year we were probably having this same conversation around this same time before he got traded on Mother's Day or Mother's Day weekend. And I think it's still there. He's gonna hit and despite that terrible start last season, he still hit 35 home runs.
Yeah.
So is he gonna get there? I don't know. Is the OBP gonna be 250 by the end of the season? I don't think so. The Giants are honestly kind of a mess.
Yep.
What's funny is someone reached out to me because I am unabashed Red Sox fan, and they said, right now, if we still kept Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, would you be happy with the Rafael Devers trade? And I still said no, wouldn't be, don't care. Then he said, would you trade Rafael Devers for Kyle Harrison straight up in a league, in a dynasty league? And then I said, you know what? If I had Kyle Harrison, I am not doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's too volatile, man. He's like not in the best shape. I don't know if he loves baseball. He's just kind of like aloof. He's just there. He looks like Franklin. I don't know if you remember Franklin the Turtle at all.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough. I'm not selling because there's no point in selling. I'd rather cut him in 2 years on a dynasty team than have to deal with him hitting 30 jacks at the end of the week. Where are you at? I also kind of feel like he was just so built for Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Like those wall balls, he would peppering off that monster. And now it's just kind of like, I thought he was going to do I thought he was going to destroy McCubby Cove. And it's currently not happening. So he's batting 211, has 2 more home runs than Fernando Tatis Jr. He's getting on base at .250. Yeah, the Giants are a mess. Curious to where your non-jaded Red Sox fan take is.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing right now. Devers is historically a slow start guy. My only concern though is usually he still gets hits. They may not be like counting stat hits, like they're not home runs or doubles, RBI doubles. He's just not even getting hit right now. Like I said, batting 211. I don't have his career April mark, but when I briefly look back on some research, he was still hitting like high twos, like 280, 270 in April. Just not a lot of power in April. That's not happening now. The Giants are a mess. That ballpark is very pitcher friendly, so he plays a lot of half his games in a pitcher friendly park. But again, the upside is just too high for Devers to be panicking or selling. Definitely holding Devers in any league that I have him in. I have him in several redraft leagues. I'm definitely holding him in those. You cannot panic on Devers. Now, if it's like July and he has 6 home runs, then yeah, maybe time to start panicking. But again, we're April 29th. Let the some of these games play out a little bit more, and I think Devers will be at the end of the year will look like his baseball card every year, and that's the 30 home runs and hitting for high average for sure.
Exactly.
Excuse me. All right, let's jump over to some deep league targets here. Still got some guys hanging out on the waiver wire that are possibly available in some of your dynasty leagues. I'm gonna kick it off here with something. I feel like another Chicago White Sox player we're talking about here. And that's the guy that most likely went undrafted in almost any redraft league you have, and probably was unowned in many of your dynasty leagues. And that's Davis Martin of the White Sox.
Yeah.
Right now, it's out to a really good start, but I would keep the leash short. The advanced stats when you look at him are not great. He's not really doing anything that's proving me that's like this is something that's gonna be able to withstand the strength of time. But don't get me wrong, if he's available, I'm riding that hot hand, and I would definitely keep running him out there until it proves me wrong. I would say he's made 6 starts, all of them against pretty inferior competition. I think Arizona's like the best team that he's faced. But still,
was it in Arizona?
It was in Arizona. He's 4-1. He's got a 1.95 ERA, a 2.86 FIP. So like that ERA now is still suggestive that it's legit. But he doesn't strike a lot of guys out. He doesn't have high end velocity, but he isn't walking guys either. So it's like somewhere something's gonna give. He currently has a 17% strikeout to walk rate. He's only issued 8 walks in 37 innings pitched, so he is, throwing strikes and getting guys out that way. His slider is his best pitch. He's got a 53% whiff rate with a 38% put away rate on the slider. Again, I would definitely be adding him in some of the deeper leagues. I'd probably leave him on the waiver, or if you're desperate for pitching in shallow leagues, you can probably grab him. But I don't know until he I don't know what he's. I don't have like his projected schedule, but he pitched again last night against the Angels in Chicago. Lights out, 7 innings. He's gone deep in the games too, so it's not like he's pitching 5 innings for small sample size. He's gone deep in the games too. So check your waiver, see what you can do. So he might be out there for you.
That's a good one. It's a very Chicago centric show today. We have a lot of Chicago on both.
Yeah, it's true.
Dude, I think I might have to make the White Sox my team.
Right?
They're so fun. It's just, I think I'm just changing my Red Sox to White Sox for this season.
There you go. Yeah.
I think that's the easiest way.
You just bleached your Red Sox, and they came out white.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. We, real quick, dug off on a quick Sox tangent. Murakami, as of before the games yesterday, was leading the league in home runs, which is awesome to see. It's kind of shocking that he went. It still baffles me that he signed with the White Sox.
Yeah.
He was like the number 1 international free agent. And he's just like, I'm going to pick Chicago. But I don't know if he got the Cubs missed up with the – because like –
yeah, he was like, where's Seiya?
Yeah, where's Seiya? And we're Soda. But it was crazy that there's no like – it was just he picked the White Sox. And right now he's proving that he belongs. And he looks like everything that was promised. Power-wise, 12 home runs in the first month of his major league career. He's definitely going to be hitting 30-plus for a long time to come here in the major league because he's transitioned nicely, which we've seen some guys not. And the White Sox are secretly been stringing together wins. And I want to say they're already like halfway to their record-setting 43 wins or whatever they had a couple years ago. So
yeah, they just have so many guys, man. They got Donacci, they got Noah Schultz, they got all these guys that are just like it's just a fun vibe.
Yeah, Colson Montgomery continues to rake home runs.
Yeah, I had no idea that he had this power. Was this like a thing?
Yes and no. Like the power was like it was advertised, but I don't know if it was like this advertised. I mean, he hit what? I think he had like 25 or 30 last year in half a season.
Yeah.
Now he's got like almost 10 again this year already. So he's legit. The Sox, again, the pitching is a little lackluster, but the hitting
figure it out.
They'll figure it out. They're exciting team to fun. They're a fun little team to watch. Which I knew was going to happen going into the year. I didn't think they were going to be like some playoff team, but they were going to be competitive and fun to watch. And
We're basically like a White Sox podcast. Like
we
the amount
are.
of White Sox that we spoke about all off season.
We're going to start rename this to the G-Rate or whatever the stadium's called nowadays. The G-Rate Stadium podcast. Well, let's keep the Chicago guys rolling here. Let's talk about a guy from my Chicago Cubs, and your topic you want to talk about here.
Again, this is like if this was like an album, it's like the backside, the extra bonus track if you pre-ordered it on like a Wednesday in October. Owen Ayers, he's a catch. I'm starting to think the Cubs are just like a catcher factory. I know we talk about the Brewers being like the pitching factory, and currently this catcher Owen Ayers, I've picked him up in all of my deeper leagues, which is like 18 to 24. He's in Double-A currently, and all he does is hit and get on base. In 64 at bats, he's got 7 home runs, 3 stolen bases, but everyone kind of steals in the minors. Hitting over 340, OBP over 460. Definitely someone just to like take a flyer on. He was drafted in the 19th round in 2024. He's one of those college bats. So he is 24 years old. But you know what, man? It's just I kind of just have like a rotating 4 or 5 spots in my minors that I will just cut and add, cut and add, cut and add, cut and add. And sometimes I cut someone like Jesus Mate 3 years ago, and it's fine, and I live to tell the tale. And other times you have someone that you keep, and it turns out to work out. And I've been holding on to him recently. Just kind of popped up this year. The last 2 seasons haven't been anything to like really write home about, but like he's already eclipsed his career home run total in the Cubs system this season. So just someone to watch out for. I don't think he's going to be the starting catcher for the Cubs, but you know what? If he can hit, they'll always find a place for the bat. Kind of like what we talked about with Ballesteros, who's like unbelievable.
The Ayers, good call. Prospect in the Cubs system. He's got a career minor league OPS of 807. So for a guy that was drafted 572nd overall, definitely worth a flyer, especially in some of the deeper dynasty leagues. If you got a deep farm system, 30 plus guys or whatever it is, definitely worth a shot. But I still play in a couple dynasty 2-catcher leagues. I know, kill me now, but it's brutal. So this is definitely a type of guy that I'm actually going to go run to the waiver after this.
All right.
Might be available in my deep. It's a 16 team 2-catcher league. So there's a possibility. I know, it's really crazy. It's a pretty deep league too. It's like I'd have to do the math, but I'd say we probably have over 1,000 people rostered.
Yeah, I picked him up in my 35. So it's 24 team, 35 minor spots.
Yeah. So that's you're talking almost 600 minor leagues rostered in that league. So all right, one more guy here before we get out of here. It's another deep league target. And again, it's almost like another one of these like Josh Jung type archetypes where they're just kind of prospect fatigue. Nick Gonazales of the Pirates. He was another guy, top 10, and maybe even a top 5 or 3 pick, who just kind of like had a lot of helium when he was drafted by the Pirates, and just kind of really not done anything, which hence the prospect fatigue. Yeah, he was the number 7th overall pick, but he's off to another great hot start. He's hitting 330. He's got a 750 OPS. The X batting average suggests that the batting average is legit. Maybe not quite 330, but more definitely around that 300 range. Doesn't have a lot of pop in his bat. He doesn't have any. He's got the same amount of home runs as Tatis does. He does have 5 doubles, which have been like gappers, warning track gaps shots. He's got 12 runs, 15 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. He doesn't strike out a lot. He's got a 113 WRC plus. Plays all over the infield. Depending on your league, he could have second base, third base, and even a couple starts at short. So he could have 3 eligibilities. He's only owned in a small portion of leagues. Could be a really nice, deep, solid target. I know I own him in our joint franchise league that we are in, and I've been trying to get him in to my lineup just because he's been really solid. I just don't really have the spots to put him. But yeah, anytime I have him off day, anytime I put him in my lineup, this is a batting average league, he's been great. Again, the pop's not there, but great ratios, contributes some runs and RBIs. And the Pirates have been surprisingly good too. Don't even get me started. The whole NL Central is insane right now. I know it's only
that's tough.
It's only been like 30 games, but every team is over 500 in the NL Central, and it's pissing me off.
Yeah, it's very like the exact opposite of the AL East. I feel like like as bad as the Red Sox are, and they are bad, they're only 8 games out of first place.
Yeah, which in April is nothing.
Which is absolute like let me look at the Central. The Central last place, the Pirates are 16 and 14.
Yep.
That would be.
I think they're like 4 games out or something.
Tampa's 18 and 11. Jesus Christ. Wow. All right. I'm learning the standings as we go. Yeah, he's got a great first name.
There you go. Yeah. Again, one of those post prospect hype guys that is finally starting to get some run at the big leagues and maybe worth adding in your deeper leagues for sure.
For sure. Are we done? I have to rant.
Yeah, we're done with our guys. Let's we already kind of talked about some headline news. Crochet going on the IL, but what do we got?
Sucks, man. It's terrible. It's not great. I don't know if you saw the quote. It was a former Alex Cora player, like for the Red Sox that no longer plays for him. He said, "This is like shitting your pants and changing your shirt."
Yeah, that was weird. You fire everybody except the guy that got you in the position in the first place.
Yeah, it's just, it had to happen. It really did. I don't. So you follow hockey, right?
Yep.
So a few years ago, the Bruins fired their coach Bruce Cassidy, who went on to win a Stanley Cup with Vegas, and then actually recently got fired. It very much felt like that, as in the team got too young, and the young players were not responding to Bruce Cassidy, and in this case, we're not responding to Alex Cora. It just seems that way. Like Mayer, Roman Anthony's been off to a terrible start. There's been videos of him out in the city, and people are upset. But it had to happen. And honestly, I think this was Henry being like, fix this, Craig, or I'm going to fire you next year. And honestly, if that happens, that'd be fine. That'd be great. Because no GM wants their head coach to not be the guy they hired. And it was always awkward just because like Cora got in a thing with Heim Bloom and they kept Cora. And this time they kept Breslow. And I don't know. I feel bad for the new guy, Chad Tracy, who actually is not the player for the Diamondbacks. Totally thought it was.
Yeah.
It's a different Tracy. His dad was a coach though. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I think they're going to be fine in the long run. But like, even like Durbin, who everyone bitches about, his defense has been unbelievable. Like, you didn't get Durbin to be the center of your lineup. You got Durbin to play a great third base, and that's what he's doing. So I don't mind that. I love Contreras. I would go to war for that guy. But yeah, it's just tough. Totali's up. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I think the crazy thing about the firing of the Cora thing to me was I was shocked to realize how long he had been the manager of the Red Sox for.
Well, there was also one year, the weird year after he got suspended, they fired him, they brought him back.
Yeah, like that's why I was like, wasn't he just hired, but then I thought about it more. I'm like, he was the one that he replaced Tito, right? Like,
No, Farrell.
oh, right. Okay.
John Farrell. He had speaking of coaches sleeping with media members, he had a big thing with like our on-air correspondent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that was alarming. And I also heard Joe Madden was on MLB Network saying that the timing of the firing means he thinks that there was even rumblings of getting rid of Cora in the offseason.
They're
There
just
had been
doing the
obvious-
offseason.
Yeah, there was talks. He's like, when you fire a manager this early in the season, there was already probably like, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's probably already rumblings internally. Like, should we move on from Cora? And they let it roll. And then they get off to the slow start. And then they're like, okay, we just got to go. And then how crazy too, the Phillies get rid of their manager. So two like supposed contending teams got off to a slow start.
And Cora
immediately
did not take the job.
Yeah. Immediately just get rid of their managers, which is very shocking in baseball. Because especially because like they're contending teams, you think that they would kind of let it ride. And now, how apropos they were talking about managers firing. Where are the GMs panicking or holding their managers to begin the year?
Yeah. That's a good point. Just make sure you put a timestamp for Nick's ramblings on the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I will. I'll put that at the end about the
I should have
Red Sox
prefaced
rant.
it saying,
I'll literally put it as Nick's Red Sox rant.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I still had my luchador mask. I don't know where the hell it is.
Oh man,
lost it when I
lost
moved.
it moving. Yeah. All right, Nick, that's gonna do it for the Week 5 episode. We'll be back next week.
All right, peace.
See ya.